Hey there, this is Josh Lopez. Welcome to my channel. I hope you enjoy what you're gonna watch today. I am a private pilot, commercial pilot, and a general aviation enthusiast. I've got some good information for you if you're just starting off, thinking about becoming a pilot, if you're wanting to just jumpstart 2022 and make your dreams come true of being able to fly a plane, then this is the place to be. All right, so let's jump into it. If your New Year's resolution is to become a pilot, well, now is the time to start. There's a lot of different avenues you can go about, but really what it comes down to is, what is your goal? What do you want to do, and how do you want to become a pilot? The first thing is the intro. Just first of all, do I even want to do this? Well, one of the first things that I recommend is taking an intro flight, jumping in, going to your local general aviation airport, maybe a flight school, and looking into intro flight. And what it consists of is typically a 1 hour flight, maybe a little less, with a flight instructor. And you just go up and you have fun. Sometimes they let you take a hold of the aircraft itself, and you do a little couple turns here and there, and you get a first experience in flying an airplane, right? So it's much different than flying airlines or being in a big aircraft, because you feel everything in the airplane as you're flying, especially when you're handling the aircraft. But that would be the first step into getting your pilot's certificate in 2022. The second thing is to figure out what type of aircraft you want to fly. So you have airplanes, gyroplanes, helicopters, gliders, balloons, and airships. If you want to fly an ultralight vehicle, you don't need a pilot certificate. But figure out what it is you want to fly, what it is that you want to do, what is your goal, right? It could be a goal just for 2022. Hey, I just want to get my pilot certificate, pilot's license. Or, hey, I want to take this further and pursue it as a career. So if you decide to just, hey, jump into it, I just want to try and get my license, great, that's the first step. Student pilot is the route to go. If you want to do this for recreational use and get your pilot certificate, just to fly around, maybe go on the weekend and take your family up or take some friends, that's usually what most people get into aviation for, is for the fun of it. It's a passion of mine, that's why I started. I continued it going forward, getting my commercial license. I have an LR jet type rating, flew private jets for contract work for a little bit. All right, third step, start looking into study materials. There's all types of programs out there. There's all types of school materials. There's your local general aviation airports will typically have some type of pilot shop that you can go into and buy some materials. There's, Sporties, ASA, there's all types of companies again out there that you can get good course material, even online material and videos to start studying ahead of time, so you can kind of understand before you start your intro flight, so you feel a little bit more comfortable whenever you do start taking that next step. One of those materials that I recommend is the Pilot's Handbook of Aeronautical Knowledge, as seen right here. Definitely buy this book. It's a good resource to start your pilot training. Another good resource and material that I use, and that will be a good resource for you, is the FAA's Airplane Flying Handbook, as seen right here. Another one I recommend is the Pilot's Radio Communications Handbook. This is the far end, way outdated, but buy the most current one. It'll definitely help you out and has all the rules and regulations in here. Now, some of these materials may be a little outdated because when I started doing my private pilot training, it was over 10 years ago. So definitely look at the most current editions of each of those books, or maybe other resources that might be out there to help you out. You do a lot of the flying at the beginning of your training, more on the practical side. So you do jump right into it right when you start your flight training. Look into getting your medical certificate if you're getting serious, especially if you're already starting to take flight lessons. Typically, you only need a third-class medical certificate if you are a student pilot or flying for recreational use. When it comes to being a commercial pilot or getting a commercial license or certificates, you do need a second class, and then moving all the way up to first class medical certificate whenever you become an airline transport pilot or ATP. So to become a pilot, there's a lot of frequently asked questions. Is it hard to fly? Well, let me tell you that it's not. It's a lot of fun. It can be hard if you make it hard on yourself. but it is a lot of fun for me. I enjoy it very much. It's definitely, again, a passion of mine. It's something I've looked at since I was a kid. I've always wanted to fly. I've always wanted to be a pilot. And so if it's something like that to you, then it's definitely going to be fun. Pilots come in many shapes and sizes, many ages. You can become a pilot at any time. I didn't even know I wanted to really become a pilot until I was over 25 years old. It took me so long to figure out, hey, I do want to start flying. And for the FAA, minimum age requirement is 17 to get your pilot certificate. If you're flying ultralights, it's 16, but FAA generally, the minimum age requirement is 17. So you can get a jump start if you're a younger adolescent here or younger adult that is wanting to become a pilot. Great, you're taking the first step. So another frequently asked question is, when can you start? Well, you can start right away. There's no minimum requirements to start taking flight lessons besides getting your medical certificate before you solo. But just go to any flight school, find a flight instructor online, do your research, look at the reviews. You definitely want to have a flight instructor that you mesh well with and that you can generally bond well with. Maybe it takes you 1 or 2 flights to really know if you are going to work well with that flight instructor. And especially because of the amount of money and time that you're going to be putting into your investment. How many lessons does it take to first solo? Well, there's really no minimum requirement for amount of lessons that it takes to solo. It's really at the discretion of your flight instructor and their understanding of your abilities to fly, to know that you are able to conduct safe takeoffs and landings. You can conduct the maneuvers properly, and you can take control of the aircraft as the pilot in command. So they want to know that you can do all of this before they sign you off and say, all right, you're ready to go for your first solo flight. To obtain your private pilot's license, you only need about 40 hours of flight training. It could be more, but typically it's about 40 hours minimum, and your flight instructor will be able to go over all the details and the breakdown of what those hours entail. So if your goal is to fly one of these bad boys, a little Cessna 172, or fly one of these bad boys, this is a Lear 45, it just depends on what you want to do. Do you want to fly for recreation use again? Or do you want to take this further and make it a career and fly as a commercial airline pilot or even a pilot that flies smaller jets? So another great resource to go to for information and regulations is the FAA. Go to www.faa.gov/pilots/become. And it's a great starting point if you're even thinking about becoming a pilot. So that's all I have for you today. If you liked it, please give me that thumbs up, subscribe below. And if you want some more information or if you want to follow me, I'm gonna have some great videos coming up in the near future about different topics in aviation, general aviation, just from my experiences as well. And I hope you love them, enjoy, and have a great 2022.